Hi there, this is Jonathan Ginsberg, and I want to talk to you briefly about objections to confirmation in your Chapter 13 case. And just first of all, you need to understand that in every Chapter 13 case I think I've ever filed in 20 plus years, there's been an objection to confirmation. It's not at all unusual. It doesn't mean anything's wrong. It just means these are some things we're going to have to deal with. Realize that as your attorney, I'm going to put together a Chapter 13 plan that is feasible, that I think is going to work, but that is most beneficial to you. Because I realize that during the course of the next 5 years, you're going to need new tires, you may need a new roof, you're going to need to buy new clothes, you're going to have root canal, something that can happen that we can't account for, so that we need to build in a little bit of wiggle room in your budget, or maybe you want to go to the movies periodically. By contrast, the Chapter 13 trustee is going to take a very aggressive approach to try to squeeze every last dime out of your Chapter 13 budget. So, we should meet someplace in the middle, but we always want to go in a little more aggressively so we know we have a little room to compromise. In any case, the Chapter 13 trustee is going to file any number of objections to your case. Common objections are things like funding, where all the money that's been withheld from your paycheck hasn't made it to the trustee's office. Maybe claims came in higher than expected, so we have a terms problem. Maybe there's a problem with the budget, that we put something in there, the trustee thinks we're allocating too much money for food. We're allocating too much for clothing. There's a problem with there's a private school tuition. It could be any number of things, and usually there's going to be 5 or 6 things. Sometimes things get left off inadvertently. We didn't put in some, last year's income. There's any number of things that can happen. So first of all, I want you to realize that almost every case there's going to be an objection, not to freak out about it. And secondly is that we have time. That when you get your objection, your 341 hearing is about 30 days after we file. The confirmation is going to be about 60 to 90 days after we file. So usually from the time we receive the objection, we're going to have 30 to 60 days to fix it. And this is really what I want to focus on today, and that is that when you get that objection, don't sit on it. Get on the phone, call your lawyer, call me, and say, okay, we need to figure out what to do about this. How do we fix this? And if it's a matter of getting some documentation, some copies of tax returns, some proof of income, some receipts showing that you in fact are spending this amount of money on groceries, let's get that done early. One of the things that you'll notice in Chapter 13, if you ever go to a confirmation hearing, and thank goodness I don't go to them very often because I get my cases fixed early, but there's this huge line of people waiting to talk to the trustee because they've waited to the last minute to resolve their Chapter 13 trustee objections. Don't be in that group. Let's not go to confirmation where we have to wait in line for an hour and a half and wait in court for 3 hours to get these things fixed. Let's get them fixed early. So the message is, the minute you get that objection to confirmation, literally the minute you get it, pick up the phone, call me, call your lawyer, and say, okay, let's get working on getting these things fixed. Now, if your lawyer says, okay, I need receipts, I need gasoline receipts, I need food receipts, I need a copy of a pay stub, I need a copy of your 2 years ago, your income tax return, I need you to get your tax returns filed, I need proof of your mortgage payment. Whatever the issue is, get on it right away, because the sooner we get that done and get it to the trustee, we can get your case set up for confirmation where you don't have to show up. It takes a lot of stress off you. It avoids having to go down to court, and we get the trustee everything they need. They're more than happy to take care of it early. So that's your job, is when you see that objection, get to it early. Help us help you by getting your case resolved as quickly as possible so that you get the most benefit out of your Chapter 13, and that any problems that we get to them early so that we don't have any last-minute emergencies. My rule of thumb is no emergencies, no last-minute, oh, by the ways. Let's get it fixed early. It'll save us all a lot of stress. Hope this has been helpful. Again, I'm Jonathan Ginsberg. Any questions about Chapter 13 or Chapter 7 or anything about bankruptcy, please let me know. Thanks a lot.